Welcome to it, Scott. Chef Special, episode 8. Good to see you. A lot more
It
energy than
is.
last time.
Oh yeah, a lot more. Glad to be back.
A little charged up coming off spring break, law school, kicking me while I'm down every turn and corner. How's life for you?
It's going good. Just got to make it through this week, and then I'm on spring break, going to Biloxi, Mississippi, staying at the Hard Rock Casino with mom and dad. So it should be a fun time gambling.
Yeah, that sounds beast mode. I got in the casino and played cards last week for the first time, broke even, and I was happy to just have gone and done it. So I'm glad that's how mine went. All right, well, let's jump right into it. Let's cover our songs from last episode before we get kicking on categories. Tell me about the song I gave you.
So you gave me "Bar Friends" by Restless Road. I think was the name of the band.
Yep.
Uh, I like the song. This one's another ad for me. It's catchy. I like the tempo. Those kind of tempo songs I can handle. And I love there's a line, I can't remember what it said, but it was like bar friends tend to be great people. Like I always have, like I've met so many people at the bars here in my college town that like I probably wouldn't be friends with them other than I've met them through going out, and I
Hmm.
love them to death.
Yeah, they're always there for a good pick me up. Yeah, the random people you meet, they don't care what's going on. They're always nice, most of the time, unless they've had too much to drink.
True,
But
true.
yeah, I mean, the whole explanation is just that you have cliques of people that you want to hang out with, and then sometimes you just want to talk to a stranger or just talk to the people that you always hang out with at the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty good song. I'm glad you thought it was pretty good. All right, well, you gave me the song Yam.
And I
Okay.
told you, disclaimer,
Yam.
I did say before, you probably will not like it or will not like it at all.
It was pretty bad. Like I don't even know if I really could hear the words because the music was so loud in the song. You could tell it was very poorly produced. Um, and then he comes on the mic, Shark Boy, like right in the beginning. I'm like, dude, come on, you can't. I was in the car with my friend on the way back from a hockey game and tonight listening to it, and he's from Detroit area.
Okay.
So and he's like our pregame guy. Like we put him on Ox if we got a pregame whatnot. But he was like I was like, hey, I need to listen to the song. My buddy, we do a podcast and every week this is what we do. He's all right, all right. So he like put me on Ox. I put the song on. He was like, "What is this? Yo, your friend might want to stick to country." I was like, "Well, to be fair, this is one of the worst songs he's given me." So I played 556 and No Trends that you give me before. I like the 556 song kind of. It's kind of catchy. It's like I don't know. It's funny too a little bit.
Yeah,
Anyway, he liked that song, but no, he's a funny guy. All right,
that's funny.
well, let's move right into it. Get started with topic one. What everybody's talking about this week: Will Smith at the Oscars, hopping up on stage after a joke about his wife by Chris Rock.
I thought so. Okay, when I first saw this, I saw two different clips.
Uh-huh.
The first clip I saw when I was scrolling through Twitter was just Will Smith walking up, slapping Chris Rock, going down and yelling what he yelled. But then
Right?
I scroll down a little bit further and I see a second clip, which gives you like a 30-second before he walked up on stage with Chris Rock going at somebody else. And then he goes at Jada. Well, when he goes at Jada, the camera's panned onto Will and Jada, and Will is laughing. Like he is dying laughing at the joke.
Yeah, yeah, that's
And
true.
then he looks at Jada, and Jada's like pure pissed off, RBF,
Yeah,
mad.
yeah.
And
She's not
then
happy
that
about the comment
happens.
for sure.
So I thought it was staged to begin with, but then I was like, maybe it's not.
Yeah, I mean, I almost want to say it's real only because I think that there's like a bit of crazy in like every person who's in LA, like any actor is got like actress like got to be brainwashed from all the time they spent in Los Angeles and like been in this career of like theatrics to the point that
Yeah.
like they have mental problems to turn out like Britney Spears. But I think it was real too, just because like the emotion change. I don't think the emotion change would have been staged
Yeah,
as
that's
much.
true.
It would have
I
been
mean,
like,
they just Will and Jada have had so much going on with like her entanglement, the entanglement situation, and just like everything. And like the joke was like about apparently, like I was talking to my mom about it, and apparently she has like some disease or something of like why her,
she didn't have
I guess,
hair because she
yeah,
has some. some
Yeah,
illness.
instead like the GI Jane joke, like I guess like hit a sore soft spot. But I mean, it's a, like you're famous. It's a joke. He's a comedian. Like I mean, I don't know. I
Yeah.
didn't see anything wrong with the joke.
Well, I mean, obviously Will Smith didn't either. He wouldn't have laughed at it, and the only thing he saw wrong with it was that his wife didn't like it. Um,
True, true.
yeah, they like cut it on the United States feed apparently, and like you could see it if you were watching like Japanese feed, like the after part of him getting slapped, because I guess they
Yeah,
didn't know he was gonna get slapped, and then he was gonna get slapped. They just cut it, but I don't see how people can argue that it's fake other than just the fact that it's Hollywood, and that's like kind of how it goes. And another argument was
that I
that
mean that and their actors.
nobody would have known the Oscars was even last night on the next day if
Oh,
he hadn't have done this. Like,
1000% agree.
nobody knows when any of these award shows are anymore. I just remember growing up when like some music show like award shows were like kind of a big deal, and now I couldn't even I've never even heard of when one of them is happening.
Oh no,
So
me either.
like, I think I watched a country music one growing up, and like I couldn't tell you when that was or any of them, which is absurd. I mean, that's like a fair point as to why maybe the Oscars needed some publicity, and this is
That is true.
any publicity in LA is good publicity.
Yeah,
All
that's
right.
true. One thing before we move on. You've seen Will Smith in his Bad Boys movies, right?
Maybe.
It's like Bad Boys is him and Martin Lawrence and they're cops.
Yeah.
Okay, so his character is Mike Lowry,
Mm-hmm.
Will Smith's character, and like he does I think his name is Mike Lowry. I can't remember. So there was like a TikTok and they were making fun of him and they were like, that wasn't Will Smith. That was Mike Lowry. And I started dying laughing at
Yeah,
that.
all the memes that came out of it were absolutely hilarious. All like I don't know, lots of people use that meme.
Yeah. Memes
Right.
memes were great. That was a good meme
Meme moment.
update.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, on to the next one. Final four. What do you
Oh, what a
think? Tell me
time.
about
What a
it.
time. I'm loving it. My Duke Blue Devils are looking dominant coming into the Final Four. Yes, we do have to play UNC. They did beat St. Peter's, which St. Peter's had an amazing run. But I mean, you get to a point in the tournament where your like run and time is run out. And I feel like they just lost their steam and got pummeled by UNC. And
Those two games, the second two games, the Miami game, Miami Kansas, and the UNC St. Peter's game were just blowouts.
Yeah, they weren't good to watch.
Which like you just knew that St. Peter's was going to run out of gas at some point, and that was just how it was going to be. Just because like I mean they were the first team that ever make it there. They just weren't fit to be there. Essentially, like when the pressure was on, they eventually they were going to fold. I feel like. I mean, people would probably argue the same thing about like Loyola Chicago, like back when they were like the 11th seed or whatever it was, and they made it to the Final Four, but still, like, it's a much smaller school than Loyola Chicago. So what do you got going for like unbiased? Like, what was your opinion? Because I know
unbiased.
UNC lost. I mean, beat Duke in the final last game of the season. For Coach K.
Final game for Coach K at home.
Yeah.
But okay, so unbiased opinion, I feel like watching from the outside, that was a wake up call for the Duke team, especially for Coach K to be in his last season.
The last game of the season and Cameron Indoor?
At Cameron Indoor. Yeah. Because so after the game, they had they gave Coach K the mic so he could talk to the fans, talk to the students, and he was just like saying thank you and all this stuff. And he was like, I just want to say one more thing before I'm gone. And he was like, I just want to apologize. And then everybody was like, people were like trying to cut him off and stuff. And he was like, no, let me speak. He was like, I'm sorry for what just happened and what you saw. That's not how we perform. That's not how we play and all this stuff. And I feel like that was a wake-up call.
He woke up, or like the whole team like just felt bad that he had to apologize, and they're like, all right, we got to play for this man. Like
I feel like it was a not really like a wake-up call for him.
Yeah.
As it was more for the players, like, oh my gosh, this is like the greatest, one of the greatest college basketball coach of all time. This is his last season. Like, we messed up his last game indoors. Let's win him a national championship. Right. And they have looked dominant in the tournament. Now, we'll say on the other side of the bracket with Villanova and Kansas, both teams looking great going into the Final Four.
Kansas just was substantially better than Villanova, in my opinion.
See, I'm feeling right now, I'm feeling that's going to be like a 5 or like a 4 to 7 point game, but I'm kind of leaning with Villanova.
The Duke UNC game will be a like buzzer beater. Put
Yeah,
it on me, buzzer beater. And the other one, the Kansas game, I think Kansas will beat them. I also want to note that all four teams are blue, and you know how they're always like, "Hey, pick the blue bloods if
pick
you
the
want your
blue.
bracket to
Yeah,
be good." You literally could have like almost picked a like perfect Final Four if you just stuck with like
blue
picking
teams.
four of like the six teams. Like Kentucky is the only team that would have like really screwed you if you like
Yeah,
picked Kentucky. But like Kansas, UNC, Duke, like those are
Villanova.
three give me's. And
3.
then
Yeah,
usually it's Kentucky. And then like Villanova is a viable option if you're not going to choose one of those other four.
yeah.
But just crazy that like people always say pick the blue teams, pick the blue bloods, the ones that are always there. And surely it took place. Also, UNC's coach, first time
First
a coach
year.
have ever made it in their first year to the Final Four. Crazy.
Yeah.
All right, took a little extra time there. Oh well, we'll move on to the next thing. All right, we're doing story time for a minute. Hockey, ja or nah? You want to throw out one of those right quick for me?
I'm gonna have to go. I've only been to one. Actually, no, I've been to two, and
Yeah.
it was a 50-50. Hockey for me is all about the fights. That's all I'm looking forward to. So the first one I went to, no fights. Second one was pretty boring. Second one, there was like 3 or 4 fights, so it was a lot better. But I'm gonna have to stick with nah.
Yeah, I went to my first professional hockey game tonight, and it's the
Who's the
Columbus Blue Jackets.
okay?
They were playing the New York Islanders, and
This
it
is like
was
NHL.
yeah NHL. It's
Okay.
so boring that so they get 20-minute periods, and then in between each period they get like 18 minutes or something. Not to mention they have TV timeouts and random timeouts throughout the period. It's an hour of gameplay, and it took 3 hours from the
That's what I was
time
about
the
to
game
ask
started
you.
to the time it ended.
So what time did you like? What time was puck drop? I guess like, I don't know.
It's
What
supposed to
do you
be
call?
eight. It was supposed to be 7, and that's when I was like, "Oh, I can definitely do this podcast by 10 tonight because I'm going to a hockey game. It's 3 20-minute periods. Not to mention they're sitting in the locker room for an hour of the game, and they play for an hour. I mean, shoot, every other sport has a halftime. That's a fraction of the amount of time that they actually play the sport itself.
Yeah.
And I mean, I get like people are sitting with, well, they have to like re-ice the floor, they have to let it dry, and blah blah blah. I mean, that's fine if that's how it works, but why are people interested in this? This is so boring. I mean, I'm sure that yes, there are more fights at some games than others. There are no fights in this game. They scored 7 goals, so it wasn't like it was a goal-free game or anything. It was four and
Both
three,
teams 4-3.
four and
Okay,
three,
yeah.
yeah. And
So kind of a close game. So I
it
mean, I
was a
guess that
close
was
game.
good.
Yeah, like the end of the game was like kind of, like the last 2 minutes of the game was somewhat entertaining because like they were like maybe score, but realistically, kind of like a soccer game, you're no more
Yeah.
likely to score in the last 2 minutes almost than you were the rest of the game.
Yeah.
Um, so I did not enjoy it. I went to a Ohio State hockey game with Jack back in high school or
Hmm.
undergrad, and that was actually pretty fun. A small arena, a lot more people. The students were more excited. There's nobody beating on the glass of the game. The marketing just god awful, just bad. I mean, there was at one point they were like scraping off the floor for a timeout or TV time or something, and they had a video of two players playing cornhole. Not good cornhole, just bad cornhole. And like I don't know,
What?
I not a fan of hockey.
I feel
It
like the crowd atmosphere, like you said, like has to be like intense. I feel like you said, like college hockey, like you and Jack went to the Ohio State one. I feel like that would be so much more entertaining
yeah,
just for the crowd aspect of.
but it's just not entertaining to Southerners because one, it's cold
Not
weather
true.
sport. It's cold weather sport, so not many Southerners play it, and two, to the general public, it's not super appealing. I think because it costs a lot of money to play it because not many people play it. It takes lots of equipment. You got to travel a long ways to go play in hockey tournaments. Most of the people that are in professional hockey anyway are not from America,
Yeah.
or if they are from America, a lot of them have parents who aren't from America. So
Bunch of
it's like
Canadians.
Canadians, people from like the Norwegian Peninsula. So like I don't know. I can't get into hockey. I also have zero affinity for this godforsaken state. So that's also another point.
So we got two nods on the hockey.
Two nods on the hockey. Sorry, we couldn't disagree and argue about it. All right, next one. Do birthdays matter? So I was like, I don't know. I was getting on the. I was walking up the stairs at law school today, and I walked past some people, and they were talking about why do we celebrate birthdays? Like, aren't we just celebrating getting 1 year closer to dying? And I was like, whoa, whoa, that's very pessimistic of you.
Yeah, what?
I mean, if we just like looked at every day as another day closer to dying, like this
That's
world
so
would be
sad.
it's so drab and awful. But I I don't know. I understood the point, I guess. The point was like, is every birthday important? Like, why do we actually spend time and resources on people's birthdays when like we could spend like more money on like the resources of like what's going on
I feel
at the
like
time. Like, we get like 16 years old, like put all the money up to like that important birthday on a car instead of like spending all this money on 16 birthdays, which I don't know. I guess it's
I
fun.
mean, I guess that's kind of makes sense. But I
Like,
mean,
what's the
I feel
purpose
like
of it? What's the purpose of celebrating your birthday?
I don't know. It's just like I feel like like your birthday. It's the day you were born. That's your day. Like I know other people have like other people are born on the same day as you. I mean, you don't meet like that many people throughout your lifetime that are born on the same day as you.
Can you think? But think if we didn't celebrate birthdays, there would be less pressure on performance by age. So like
Well,
people were
true.
always like they're like telling you you gotta do you oh you're like really old and you still don't have a job or like you're just now going to college or like you're not a millionaire and you're 30 or you're
Yeah.
40 blah 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 or you don't have kids and you're 35. I mean,
I
I don't
mean,
know.
yeah.
I think
I
that
mean, I
if you
feel
take
like
the,
it's
there's a possibility that if you took age away, the importance of age, and didn't have birthdays and like didn't make age significant, then you have the opportunity to not make age like a factor that separates people in the world of success.
that's true. I mean, I feel like age does play a big part in it. Like you said, I mean, like 16, you can drive. 18, you can buy lottery tickets. 21, you can drink. But anything after 21, it's like you kind of just getting old. You wait for that. What is it? Is it 40 or 50 when they start saying you're over the hill? Because I think it's 50.
40.
40. Okay, 40. So yeah,
Most
then you
the
just
point at 40 is because like most people are dead at 80. Like the average age is like 80 or something like
80.
that.
Yeah.
So you're over halfway through your life at 40. So which
Okay,
is
here's a
that's why it's all black. All the like the decorations are black. Is because like celebrating you're halfway dead.
yeah. Okay,
Kind of
here's
the
a
point of this girl. Go ahead.
side note before we run out on this topic. Uh do you go with do you agree with people having the one day as their birthday, or do you go with the people who say, "Oh, it's my birth week,"
No, those
and they
people
try
are
to
L's. Those people are like self-absorbed and like want a week to themselves, or they just like need a reason to like drink or just buy
do
like very
something?
bad spending habits.
Yeah.
There's nothing positive about having a birthday week. You can have your birthday on a different day because it's inconvenient to have it on a day. Like, say your birthday's on a Tuesday or a Monday, and you like want to go out with your friends, so you like celebrate it as a Friday. That's fine.
Yeah.
But the whole week,
The whole week. Yeah,
get out of my face with that. Just
agree.
go somewhere else. I don't need that.
Agree.
All right,
Agree.
next one. Oh, Tiger Woods, your topic. Let me hear about it.
Oh, here we go. All right, Tiger. Big news right now. I don't know if you've seen it or not, but we have big news with the Tiger situation. So, Tiger. Oh, well, let's go back. Next week is the Masters. We have the Masters Thursday to Sunday. So, for the past 2-3 weeks, people have been going through on the Masters website, because on there they have a list of people playing in the field, and they have a list that says of past champions who are not playing in the field.
Mm-hmm.
So Tiger Woods has been in the conversation because for those 2 to 3 weeks, he is still listed on the playing in the Masters list.
Like everybody's expecting him to play.
Okay. About 4 weeks to maybe a month and a half ago, he either Tiger or one of his, I don't know if it's a trainer or one of his like physicians or something, came out an article saying that they asked them, like, when do you think Tiger would be ready? And they're like, oh, he could be ready soon, but his goal, excuse me, is to shoot for the 2023 Masters. So not this year's Masters, but next year.
Yeah.
So this morning, news floated around that a airplane landed at the Augusta airport.
Yeah.
Pictures started surfacing around. A jet had landed with Tiger Woods' logo on the wing.
Yeah.
And then within probably 5-10 minutes before we started the podcast, my dad walks in and he goes, "Did you see the news about Tiger?" And I was like, I saw that he had touched down in Augusta.
Did they
He said,
confirm that he was there?
confirmed that he was there, said that he walked 18 holes with his son and another player.
That he played or just walked it?
No, played it. Played 18 holes, walked 18 holes.
Listen,
So
Tiger's in. Tiger's in. And I'm smiling while you're telling me the story because I love watching Tiger Woods. Like, it just brings back so many memories. Like, the people at a golf tournament act totally erratic when Tiger Woods is playing. People on TV, everyone loves Tiger Woods. The man, like, cheats on his wife. People love him for some reason, but he's electric. And I would do anything to watch Tiger play at the Masters, and especially
oh my gosh, same.
make the cut.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I'm getting chills right now just thinking about it. I mean, are we really about to witness
Like the
Tiger
2019 Masters that he won,
oh,
just
best thing of that
stellar
year?
sports memory for me. And I don't have really a great reason. Like, I'm not an avid Tiger Woods fan all the time, but it was just great. And my dad just couldn't fathom why young people like Tiger Woods. It's like, the dude just got it. The dude just got it.
Tiger. Yeah, I mean, you can't. I mean, you do have your reasons to hate him, but I mean, it's Tiger and it's golf. He's the GOAT. It's the best thing ever to watch.
Dad gets mad because he wears those shirts that don't have collars on them, and they kind of look like that thing you have on right now almost.
This and see, that's the thing.
Yeah, and Dad hates it, and I'm like, I don't know, like. He's like, why does Tiger get to do that? Nobody else can wear that kind of shirt. Like, why is Tiger wearing one with no collar and everybody else got to wear a collar? I'm like,
okay, tell your dad the next time you see it. Tell your dad the next time you see him that I have an Oregon golf shirt that's just like that, and that was their team shirts. I saw it. I saw them play it in a match like 3 or 4 years ago. I was like, that shirt's cool. I want to get it. Found it on eBay, bought it. I love the no collar shirts. It feels so comfortable.
Oh, all right. Tiger Woods, he better be at the Masters. Them Georgia boys love it. All right,
yeah,
on to
it's gonna go crazy.
6. Government-funded arts. So, took this topic from someone as a suggestion, Twizzler to be exact. She sent me an article. I didn't have time to read it because I had to go to a hockey game and waste my time doing that. I intended on reading it before this, and I didn't. So, going on our own thoughts here, the government does have endowment funds that fund arts programs in schools. Yes. I don't know what levels, probably high schools or state schools, and maybe they also fund universities, whatnot. Do you think if any at all, should of tax dollars should be funded to an endowment fund that funds arts? Because inevitably, we're funding an endowment fund, which is an investment fund that will make money, and then the money will go into the arts instead of just straight tax dollars in. Is what it seemed like the article was about. I didn't get to read it, but anyway, should we fund the arts? No. Yes.
I am leaning towards a minimal.
Like, what parts of it do you support, or what parts do you find are necessary?
I mean, I think it would be nice. I'm trying to think of a way to say this because. I think it would be nice, good. I don't know the word to give them money per se if they need it.
Yeah.
To update stuff, do all that, but don't just leave it. Don't just have something just for arts.
Like you think like the theater programs are necessary? Do you think like art classes are necessary? Do you think music is necessary?
I think they're all necessary because everybody's different. I feel like people cope different with different ways. And I'm going to take this, not trying to be mean in the way I say this, but in the South, everybody loves sports. It's about sports. It's
about sports, but I think there's a fair amount of people who need it because they don't do, that's what they enjoy and there's something else. I don't want them to I wouldn't want them to not have a place in schools, But I do think that like the state funds aren't going towards athletics. Athletics fund themselves at most schools because it brings in
Yeah.
money. Where the arts
No,
don't
and
bring in any money at all.
I
Some
agree with
theater
that.
programs may.
I don't want that to them start getting this funding to end up taking over sports at
That's
schools.
never gonna happen.
Well, I mean, look where we went to high school. No offense, but sports aren't considered anything. The theater
That's
arts programs
because the
getting.
quality of our education is much more important than athletics. There's other school like public schools like sports like bring in money and arts don't, and it will pretty much always be that way in public
I know, and
schools.
that's why I feel like I'm just basing it off of what I see
Yeah,
because we went to school there and I'm there now working and I see it, and it's just, I don't know, it
I don't know.
hurts
I
me in
wish
a.
if I had done any of this, any of the arts related stuff, I learned how to play an instrument and an extra language that was not part of my like curriculum, like my regular curriculum, and it was like
Mhm.
something that everyone kind of did. I don't like care. I don't like necessarily wish I'd done anything theater related because I don't know how like, helpful that is in the long run. Where like knowing how to play an instrument is like to me like reading another language almost, or like knowing another language.
Yeah,
So I don't know, just not. I definitely don't agree with my tax dollars going there, but some of them have to because the programs don't make money or they wouldn't exist at schools.
yeah, I agree.
So
I mean, I think if they just uh can get some, I don't know. It's just I feel like it's a iffy line that you
yeah,
ride on with what you do with the money, especially coming from the government.
yeah. All right. Well, let's wrap it up. Let's give each other a song. Um, we'll jump back on it again and get episode 9 shelled out in the next few days as well. I'll have this up in the next 1 to 2 days, and we'll be rolling. All right.
Sounds like a plan.
Let's hear it. What song you got for me this time? Get it written down.
All right, so last week we had the song featuring Yeet. This week we're going with just a solo Yeet song. So the song is called Poppin, Poppin by Yeet, Yeat.
All right.
This is one song me and the guys that I hang out with. This is like a good pregame song for us. We like it. We listen to it when we're going to the intramural fields where we have games. You might not like it. I don't know. I just love the beat, the bass. Lyrics aren't anything to me, and this song's just
You
I
just
like it.
listen to it. You don't like sing the words.
I mean, I definitely like sing the words, but
Like the point of like rap songs, most times like they're catchy and like you kind of want to like sing them or.
see this one. I mean, this one could be catchy. I don't know. This one to me just has more of that like just like head nodding, like you're just kind of like a hyper vibe to it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
that's what I go with.
All right. You ready for mine?
Yep.
Mine is "You Got a Small Town" by Dalton Dover. You Got a Small Town by Dalton Dover.
Town by Dalton Dover. Okay.
Yeah. It's a new song. It's in the new country list. It's pretty good. I listened to it a few times. I haven't like religiously played it or anything, but it seemed very relevant. More relevant to me than you in Milledgeville, but you'll get the point. Seems like more of a, the guy singing it seems more of like a farm town kind of guy though, rather than a pine trees and mud kind of guy.
Well, I mean that we're leaning towards a good song then.
All right, Scoot. Well, I'll see you next week.
Yes, sir.
Cook it up.
Pick it up.